that before the Jews chose Israel, they turned down 14 locations worldwide.
I wasn't aware of that.
Both, and basically a big bank robbery. If World War I was the attempted bank robbery, World War II was the bank robbery. They got away with it. And I mean, the German side, the guy that ran the Austrian that took over Germany, he was Jesuit trained, and he was an agent, and his main task was the creation, the introduction of the Balfour Agreement, which led to the creation of Israel. That was his task, more than anything else. He achieved that task and disappeared. The rest of them were thrown to the wolves. Yeah.
Do you think we're getting some sort of a rearrangement geographically right now? Like, do you think that Israel will be moved somewhere else? Because the reason why I'm asking is this, because right now it looks like a new Israel might be formed in Ukraine, out of all places.
I'm aware of that concept. I have a friend of mine in Ireland, who tells me that there is a town, a local town close by, a very small town, and that 200 families from basically 200 Jewish families have moved into the area and bought property. And we were saying, I mean, like, Ireland was one of the places turned down. Do you know that before the Jews chose Israel, they turned down 14 locations worldwide?
I wasn't aware of that.
No worries.
So I was never aware of this. So you're saying that 13 places were turned down?
Yeah, 14 worldwide locations were turned down before choosing the Middle East.
Do you know why? Do you have an idea of why? Why was Middle East so important? Was it because it's biblically important?
I'm not so sure. I think they might have brought the three different Abrahamic religions together in one spot for future conflict. Gave them all the same square meter of desert where where you couldn't grow anything. I think it's very odd, but that's what, from my searchings, this is what I find out. Yeah.
Wow, this is crazy. So what do you think? What do you think is going to happen now? Do you have any predictions or prophecies, maybe, or like where are we heading to now?
Ooh. Well, if it goes one way, it's bad. If it stops, it's good. But I think they are trying to take as much of our privileges off us, including our choice of food, our freedom, our ability to speak and travel. I think they want a slow, torturous takeover, control of mankind. They want to be aware of every cent that you spend. Their greed is beyond. Yeah, our imagination. Uh, that's a bad direction to go in. So famines can be created. Uh, Scarcity, you can see US supermarkets being raided and people closing down and moving out of areas, creating food deserts in
Hmm.
various parts of the US. If it happened here, it would be a very sudden thing and it would be very unexpected. It wouldn't be a gradual thing. So, control of the people, uh, outpricing, making things far too expensive to buy for people, making life hard for people. They ain't here to make life easy for us. Let's put it that way.
Do you think we might be looking at another pandemic?
They may have one planned, but it's going to be harder to push through than the last one because of so many people waking up to the scam that it was. But if there are enough people out there to still be frightened of them, I wouldn't put anything past them, you know?
Because you heard about the whole monkeypox thing, right?
Yeah, there's a laugh. I heard there was another one yesterday called Alaska Punks.
I never heard of
And
that one.
then there was something else I can't even fucking remember, Florida or something like that. Yeah, I really don't. I really, they're willing to. They'll pull anything out of the bag right now, and you know that maybe everyone's talking about some fake alien invasion. I ain't going down that road yet, you know.
Okay, so this is it's good that you went there, because this is what I want to ask you. Your model of the world, um is basically your flat earth model. Is it the model that's being presented to us? Land, um Antarctica around, possibly different continents on the other side, but on our side, is it the way flat earth is being presented to us on a popular scale? Do you see that?
Well, there is a definite fake presentation out there where
Hmm.
two fake concepts are put together, where you have spherical planets flying through space and then a disk, a wet, flat disk floating amongst them. These are two fake concepts put together. The, the level ocean
Hmm.
being quite limitless and many other lands being beyond is scientifically possible. But I don't think a model exists. I don't think there is actually a real model anywhere that anyone can put their hand on because no one knows. No one's ever seen it. But I know that water is level, and then I see ships disappearing out of our realm on marine traffic map. And then I hear people talking about what's going on down there, people in power. And I reckon that this temporary plain level ocean that land sticks up out of and just keeps going and keeps going and keeps going. If you went out there, you'd never get back. Let me put it
Okay.
that way.
Okay.
There's no
So,
compass you could rely on that's going to point you in the right direction to get you back. So we live here. They're lying to us about the whole creation, and they have a reason for that. And it's the lie that's important. It's not the shape. Shape doesn't make it mean any difference. The
but
lie is vital.
this is
And
why I'm asking you this. So basically, do you think that we're in this matrix, so to speak, and on the outside of, like, let's say, the dome, is it are we maintained by ether, and that's why we cannot travel outside of the dome?
I've speculated that the Arctic and the Antarctic are being held frozen artificially through some type of machinery or gantry. It
Hmm.
looks like through many of the old world maps that and that these places were not frozen. Even the mammoths digging up mammoths in Siberia have tropical plants in their mouths and in their stomach, and they were flash frozen in an instant. So I think these places are, we're not always frozen.
Hmm.
Quite possibly there was free travel coming in and out of there. But right now, it's it's impossible to even conceive of traveling to such places. So I don't bother thinking about it. I hear the likes of Alex Jones saying, "Oh, I'm going to hire a boat. I'm going to go to Antarctica, and we're going to go and find out what's." You're going to find nothing. You're not going anywhere, and neither am I.
Listen, what do you think about Alex Jones? Because to me, he's controlled opposition. What do you think about that?
Well, he's definitely holding back truths for a reason. So he's uh, he's being paid and being told there are certain things you're not to bring up, and if they do come up, ridicule them. Uh, here's a list of things that you can make fun of and you can ridicule. You know,
Because they do have to keep a population constantly paranoid and scared on one side. On the other side, there's the population that's saying, "Oh, this guy is crazy," and so on and so forth. So to me, they have to have these global people, because Alex Jones is all around the world. The reason why I'm saying this is because even my wife, before we met, she was so hooked on Alex Jones, where she started to prepare for a catastrophe, a worldwide catastrophe to have. Like, she started to stack up food and buy like weapons, and but like, you understand. And I'm thinking that he has such great influence on a mass of people, you understand. And that's why, to me, he's just controlled opposition, knowingly or unknowingly to him. I don't know. What do you think?
I can't say. I can't say to an extent for sure. He is limited in what he can say, and of course, he did go over the top that time and was severely sued, and since then has like sort of calmed down and apologized, and he's picking uh, subjects, I think, now that are not too controversial. You see, politicians are put up there for people to throw fucking rotten eggs and tomatoes at. So if he starts throwing all his rotten eggs and tomatoes at them, it's fine,
Hmm.
you know, and say the most horrible things about these people. That's fine. That's fine. Just this other subject, don't mention it, and he doesn't. You know.
The reason why I went back to the shape of the world, because you said about the alien invasion, and I'm trying to understand from your perspective, what do you think is outside of our realm? Do you think it's because I don't want to get into like what I think, but I wanted to ask you what you think. Do you think that there are levels of domes above us, and do you think that there are God's realms like, how do you view it in your head?
Hmm. Ooh. I'm possibly many realms with many different suns and moons.
Mhm.
Uh, Most likely inhabited, and most likely either in a similar situation to us. Maybe there are places that have higher technology than us. Really don't know. I think all of our trouble is in here.
I understand, but there's a reason why I ask you this. My what I wanted to really know from you is, do you think interdimensional travel is possible, and has it happened?
Oh, I think quite possibly there is travel. Uh, I see many fast crafts flying through the sky at night. And I don't know where they're going or where they're coming from. But maybe they are coming from distances hundreds of thousands of miles away and passing over here and going somewhere hundreds of thousands of miles away from here. I don't know. I don't think we have got dome shaped structures above us. I think that there is a hard and fast barrier for sure, and that it just runs parallel with the level ocean for as far as the level ocean goes.
Hmm.
But that's me also speculating.
Hmm. Yeah, because you're out on the countryside, so you're saying that sometimes at night you can see objects traveling really fast through the sky.
Yeah, yeah, I see that. Yeah, I see slow ones, fast ones. I can basically tell the difference between an aircraft and something else. I don't care about them.
Hmm.
If they leave me alone, I leave them alone. How's that?
I see. Um,
But
that's
they're there. Yeah, I'm aware of their. Or I'm aware of their presence. Uh, but really and truly, we all live in the don't know realm,
Mhm,
and we speculate.
exactly. So what do you so you think that this whole fake alien invasion could be another move? Is this why all these stories recently have been popping out about alien craft, and they're finally even having talks in the White House, and they're making it more public?
Uh, well, some say that it's their last move. Well, actually, Werner von Braun's secretary, in her interview, and she said that Werner von Braun kept telling her over and over and over and over that, remember, he says, the final card that they will pull is the fake alien invasion. He said their final card. And she said he was relentless in the last few years before he died. He never gave up on that. So we can see that they are tricking the people now, and things that you couldn't talk about on TV 20 years ago are on the news every day. Alien UFO sighted over here, over there, over the ocean, the Navy, the US Air Force Base, and all the movies that they have come out with down through the years to scare the shit out of people. And if these people wanted us dead, we'd be dead. We are not the enemy. So I think that they do have holographic technology,
Mm-hmm.
cloaking technology, personal experience of seeing that myself.
What do you mean? Can you
Uh,
expand on that?
On the cloaking,
Yes, I'm
I
here.
saw a still craft in the sky here, triangular, semi-cloaked. In
What?
the in the gray sky, it had a blue hue, and it just sat there for 10 minutes. I didn't pass. I had no camera. I was alone in the middle of summer,
What?
sunbathing. I've got video footage of cloaked aircraft. Uh, they've got this technology has been around for a very long time. So the craft that they say they are capable of creating and building on many occasions have crashed into the side of a hillside somewhere. And then suddenly 10 black SUVs with a big truck and trailer show up, and all the locals are told to be quiet, and they stick it on the back of the trailer and they drive off with it. So maybe there are terrestrial built craft that they have, but I don't know. And if so, they have not mastered this technology. So if an alien invasion comes along, it will be a scam. Maybe they are able to fire laser weapons from a very high altitude, like we see in some of these fires, and then at the same time show holograms of things flying through the sky. Of course, fucking Godzilla is coming, man. Everybody's going to run.
When did you see this? When was this?
Oh, this is about 7 or 8 years ago, 6, 7 years ago, something like that.
Was it during
Alone on a summer's
during
day,
we're during the day,
sunbathing.
right?
Huh?
It was during the day, right?
Yeah, during the day, broad daylight.
What was your reaction? How did you react to it?
I knew what it was straight away. Yeah. And just was so annoyed that I didn't have a camera. So I could, and I was also pissed off that it was there for about 15 minutes.
Wow.
Yeah.
This is incredible. What I'm trying to get to is, what do you think is going on with all these particle colliders that we now know is not only in CERN but in fact are everywhere? What is that to you?
I think that they are employment centers for stupid, low IQ cousins, nieces, and nephews, and sons and daughters of people from secret societies to give them jobs, well paid, and to create a narrative. I think they're nothing burgers. This is
So
what
you
I think.
so you don't think that they're piercing through matter into somewhere else? And this is why
No,
and this is why perhaps we could have interdimensional beings appear.
I don't buy into that.
Hmm.
I don't buy into that. Uh, I don't
So
think
you
they can.
so you think it's just another ploy, right?
Well, it's like the space agencies all over the world, NASA, European, ESA,
Hmm.
the Indians, the Chinese, they ain't going nowhere. But there's a gang involved that are really filling their pockets. And there's a narrative that goes with it that is part of the control of the world.
And we have to pay for it, right? With our
Yeah,
lives.
this is how you. This is how they can turn around and say we consented because we gave them the money for it. They took it, but we didn't object. So that's silence is acquiescence, as they say. You give your that's it. You've handed it over. So
Sim
we're paying for our own funerals. Yeah.